Hey, this is Gazbot. I'm on a hike near my house. It's a very mild hike. My knee kind of hurts. Don't know why, but it does. And I'm a little bit tired, but I'm getting pizza after. There's turkeys. I keep hearing them, but I haven't seen them. If you know anything about me, I like to have a war of attrition with my body. Whereas I'm pretty good at getting out and exercising. At least I had been. I'm getting back into it after the pandemic. Well, the pandemic's still happening. I exercise to offset the bad food I eat. That's what I'm getting at. I'm going to have a Papa John's pizza to myself tonight. So I'm going for a hike to offset that. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about art and an update. And I've been wanting to do an art update for a while. I did the Power Rangers one, which was sort of a hybrid. But I figured I wanted to sit down and have visual aids and time charts and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, just do it. You want to make a comic, just start doing it. You want to make videos, just start doing it. So this one is very much back to my roots where I'm sort of vlog style. Whatever I'm doing, I'm just like, hey, I'm going to start talking to the camera. So here I am talking to the camera. I have to finish a Power Rangers in Space print. I started, but I haven't finished it yet. Once I do that, I'm going to take a break on doing prints for a while because that'll finish a set that people have been asking for and could potentially bring me money and will be fun to complete and blah, 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 blah. I have one outstanding commission. I've had some people ask me for others, and I've turned them down. Not that money isn't good, but my time is so limited now, and if I'm going to take a commission, I want it to at least be something that could be turned into a print or something more than just getting paid to do a drawing. So I have to do those two pieces of art, and then I'm going to get back to the Horror 4. Arguably, I could be working on them at the same time, but my time is limited. Those two things have deadlines, more than the horror anyway. I mean, the commission definitely has a deadline, and the print in my mind has a deadline. And totally lost my train of thought. Wow, this is like the old school way, so I don't know what I'm doing. I'm also getting a little out of breath because I've already been going for about 45 minutes. Getting back to the Horror 4, yes, I could be working on it at the same time, but time is limited, so then it would make those get pushed back further. Also, I find the more I switch gears, the slower I get and the more momentum I lose, because the way I'm drawing the commission is digital roughs, and then it's going to be ink and paper, ink and Copic markers on paper, traditional. The way I'm doing the Ranger headshot, it's all digital, but I started in Procreate and then I work on Photoshop, and a lot of it's done in the color more than the inks. And then with my comic, it's all Photoshop, it's all black and white with grayscale, and so they all have slightly different styles, and it takes time to get in and out of each of those that I don't have. So there's that. Now, the other thing, the reason I decided to make this video right now, because I keep thinking I should make this video, but what really pushed me to make it is because I had a specific thought. Issue 3 of the Horror 4, it's a 5-issue series. First 2 issues are done, kickstarted successfully. The gap, I've been deliberately not looking how long of a time gap, because I think it was a year to 2 years between issue 1 and 2. It was less than 2 years, more than a year. And the gap is that big or bigger between issue 2 and 3. And I'm pretty sure it's much bigger, but I feel like if I sit down and do the math, I will get too depressed and not want to continue working on it. And that's not an option for me. I said before, this might take till I'm dead, but I'll finish it. I might never do a comic again, but I'll finish this. And to that end, all 5 issues are written. Issue 3 is completely penciled and 2/3 of the way lettered and maybe 1/3 of the way inked. My pencils are loose because I'm the inker though, so it always sounds like it's more done than it is. And I'm also very slow. It takes me a full day to just do the inks, even from the phase I'm at now. And I rarely have a full day. I never have a full day anymore, actually. The best I can hope for is a half day to work on it. And I've been taking client work and doing prints and doing other things that take up that time, and or just been physically exhausted from doing stupid stuff like this. These are all excuses. I've had a lot of stuff going on in real life. We've got the pandemic, blah, 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 blah. We all have reasons. Anyway, that's why it hasn't been done so far. But the thing I thought about was the last page I was working on. I don't remember the number. I'm going to say page 7. That could be wrong. It could be 6, could be 8. I don't know, but it's around there. Like I said, it's about 1/3 of the way through the book. And there's a scene of a military pilot guy on a chair, and he's surrounded by technology, and he's surrounded by a whole bunch of people in a room with servers and other military, and it's a half-page shot with a lot of people in background. So it's labor intensive, and when I have gotten back to it, I've worked on it a few times, put an hour in here, hour in there, and it's just not getting done, and it's frustrating. And the thought of going back to that sounds horrible and unappealing. Two things. One, I'm not afraid of spending hours on a page. I don't mind detail. Something I've learned about myself, however, is if I know what I'm doing and is kind of going in the correct direction, I could plug away forever and be fine. But if I'm a little bit uncertain, or if my skill isn't quite up to the challenge, or the perspective isn't working and I don't know why, it's like, even if it only takes me an hour, I never want to do that hour, because I could be doing the wrong thing, or I could do it and it comes out bad. So that's part of it, that there are clear things in it that aren't working that I also don't know how to fix. That's the key. And the other thing is the way I've worked in all the comics I've done, and not that I've done that many, but in all the comics I've done, including these ones, is I work straightforward. I script the whole thing, I lay out the whole, thumbnail the whole thing, lay out the whole thing, pencil the whole thing, ink the whole thing. And part of the reason I do that is so that as I get better, especially because I'm so slow and I take so long, the pencils I do on page 1 theoretically are going to be far inferior to the pencils I do on page 22. But if I then do inks on page 1 after having done page 22, it helps to balance it out. And if I'm having trouble, I could fix something in the next phase and whatever. Where this falls apart is in the inking phase, because this is the bottom. This is it. Anything that I didn't figure out, anything I'm having trouble with, I can't kick it down the road anymore. We're at the inks. And in addition to a million other reasons that I've been not getting back to it as much as I should, this particular page, this particular panel has been kicking my butt in terms of, like I said, I'm just not sure what I'm doing. I think I'm doing stuff wrong. I'm putting work in and I'm like, I should just erase that. And it feels like I'm spinning my wheels, and with limited time and energy, that's even worse. And all of a sudden I realized, this is a self-imposed rule. I sometimes jump around a page, and I have on this page, like there's a panel of just somebody's face on the bottom. I'll do that and then come back to it. But considering I've made no progress, well, not no progress, practically no progress in months, wouldn't it be better to just start inking page 9, 10, go in order, skip around, whatever, and have those done, and then come back to this one, and then maybe having done more practice, I will be better, as I talked about with I'm kind of creating another layer even though one doesn't exist, or I'd be willing to erase huge chunks of it and redo it, whereas now I feel like I put so much time into it, I can't just, get rid of it, but I'll be more removed from it and have more work done, so I'll be more willing to do that. Or it'll still be terrible, and I still won't know what I'm doing, and I'll still be unhappy with it, but it'll be like the last thing I need to do, and I've already finished the whole other book, rest of the book, and it's like, well, whatever, this one part isn't so good. So I won't be getting back to it today or this week, but when I do, I have a plan of attack that makes me feel a lot more positive about it going forward. The other thing, which I haven't updated in quite a while, but I have some ideas for, is I have an Instagram account that I haven't really broadcast around called Gazbot. I'm back in the car. I made it back, and there was a bunch of people near the trailhead that I needed to avoid and not be talking on my phone and paying attention. So back in the car. Oh, knocked my thing off the thing. I knocked my thing off the thing. The camera off the stand. Whatever. Excuse me. Whatever. I should cut this out. I should pause it. But we're doing this. We're just doing it. I just got to get it done and get it out. Accountability will help with all of this, and then having a dialogue back and forth. We're doing a lot of Power Ranger stuff, and I love that community, but it's different when I do the art stuff. There might be some crossover, but I think a lot more artists are going to be the ones that are going to relate to this, or people that follow art or whatever, or vlogs, whatever. I'll say whatever a few times. So anyway, where was I going with this? Getting back, I have a plan that's making me feel a lot more positive about working on the Horror A4. Oh, Instagram. So, Gazbot with 2 T's is my Instagram, which is mostly just art. Occasionally I'll put up a toy or something. Then I have Action Activate, which is all my Power Ranger show stuff and that YouTube channel and all that stuff. I have a Facebook and a Twitch, which I don't really use, and a bunch of other stuff, and Twitter, all to varying degrees. The only place I have this other art outlet is an Instagram called Gazbiotic, like Gazbiotic. I don't know, figure it out, whatever. And I don't really promote it because it's not in line with the rest of the art I do. It's a little bit more personal, and it's a little bit potentially more mature. Not that it's porn or anything, but there might be cursing, there might be poop, there might be blood, there might be boobs, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't worry about it, and so I don't really promote that at all. I'm mentioning it here because I do have some artist friends that maybe not know I have it and be interested. I haven't updated it in a while, but I got an idea for some things to update it with. And the idea, I shouldn't be diluting myself. I talk to other people about this all the time. I don't have a million projects, but they're single panel things, black and white, roughly drawn, just a square so it'll fit on Instagram. And it's something I can do on my iPad, which I could fit in more than when I'm sitting at the computer with my Cintiq when I'm doing my more finished work. So it's not a matter of I'm taking time away from the things I should be doing. It's a matter of I would not draw at all, or I would do a little doodle, or maybe once in a while I make one of these comics for Gazbiotic, which is biography, biotic, bleh, stupid, but whatever, that's what it is. And I just went on this hike and I don't listen to music. I listen to music when I ride my bike, but not when I hike. I don't know why. I think a lot, and I have a lot of ideas for autobio personal several panel strips or one panel strips that can fit into that format. So I'm not going to do any of that until I finish. The first thing is the Power Rangers print and the commission. Then I'll get back to the horror and or Gazbiotic. But that's my plan. This is my day one of not any kind of numbered days of anything. This is just an accountability thing. This is just getting back in touch with people that might care about this. This is just doing this format I haven't done in a while. More for myself than anything else. And it's not affiliated with any previous challenges I've done. It's not even a challenge. It's just sort of talking about where my head's at and what I'm doing. That being said, thank you for watching. If you're one of my Power Rangers fans and you watch this, great, thanks. I understand if you won't in the future. These are going to be labeled differently. They'll be Gazbot, they'll have a red banner, won't say Action Activate, so you will never be tricked into watching one of these if you don't want to. But again, if you do, great, thanks. Appreciate it. See you later. Bye. Quick addendum, it's the next day. Two things I forgot to mention was another thing that held me up is I had to do a family project that I didn't particularly have the time for or the desire to do, but family, you know, and that's done. But now I need to do another project for a friend. It's, you know, everybody's doing a little thing for this book, and of course, so I have to draw something. And I knew this was coming up, and it's today. The deadline is today. It's the morning. I have to have it done by the night. So good. More? Anyway, bye.